because I know like on my page recently, I've been expressing myself like in a more of a positive light, trying to show like, you know, embracing these challenges. And that is the way that I'm living right now, is like I'm living out that positive new experience for myself. And I talk about it so much because I want you guys to experience that as well, because you guys all deserve to have that experience. But I don't want you to think that it was like, it was always this way. Like, my physique, you know, like most of it was built off of just pure hate and disgust for myself, and I just totally resented myself. And I would go to the gym not to just like, I wasn't going to the gym to build muscle. I wasn't going to the gym to like, to just flex and like, you know, be this person on Instagram or something. I didn't go to the gym to be healthy. Like, I went with the intention to try to end myself. Like, I went with the intention every single workout to take out every single thing that I thought about myself, all of that anger, all of the resentment, all the fucking pain that I was experiencing with just pure self-hatred. Like, I hated myself so much that I would try to like, I genuinely wished that I died while I was in the gym. I was wishing that like I just didn't make it out of that experience. I was wishing that I just didn't make it out of the gym that day. But I mean, obviously it's just the gym, so like I would have had to like drop a weight on my head or something. But you know, when I was lifting though, I was just lifting with the intention. I would get to the end of a rep, I would get to the end of a set, and those few moments right there where you're at like, you're giving it every single thing you have. If you've like ever been in that situation where you have just given every single piece of your life to this set, all of that anger and that resentment that I had for myself, even if it was just for like a few moments, and that few moments of bliss after a set, you know, it would feather away, and I just felt like pure ecstasy and joy, you know, in that. After that set was done, I would just lay there and I just loved it so much. Because I felt like I could be in my own skin. I felt like okay to be there, and I wasn't hating myself in that moment there. Like, after that set was over, with the chemicals firing in my brain, and you know, me pushing myself to an extreme level, all I felt was bliss and ecstasy in those moments. But it didn't last though. It lasted for a few moments, and it lasted for like maybe 10-15 minutes after the workout, and then I would go home, and you know, the cycle would just repeat itself. I would be looking at myself again in the mirror. I'd be like just talking shit about myself nonstop. Like 99% of my day was just revolving around pure hate and this horrible internal dialogue about myself. Nothing positive was like, no positive thoughts were ever coming to my head. I was never thinking about myself in a good way. I despised myself completely, and I used the gym as an outlet to escape all of that. It was like the biggest thing that it was the best thing I could do at the time. I would use it to escape my relationships. I would use it to try to escape myself, even though I would just bring my mind to the gym, and then I would have those few moments where I would finally experience some freedom and some ecstasy after the top set, or by the end of the workout, I would feel like fulfilled for a little bit. And then I would go about doing nothing the rest of my day, and I would just go back to that awful mindset, that dreadful intention that I had from myself. And you know, it got to a point where it was so bad like, I was with my ex at the time, and I remember her asking me, she was asking me what I wanted for Christmas. I couldn't think of a single fucking thing. All I wanted, I was just standing there. I remember this. I'd just ridden home on my skateboard from being with my best friend, and I was hanging out with him and his girlfriend and stuff. And I'm just staring out into like this dark, this dark, narrow fucking place, like by my house. And I was just staring into this darkness, and she was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And in that moment, I couldn't think of anything at all, except all I wanted was, I just said I wanted to be happy. All I wanted was to be happy again. Because I woke up every single day, from the start of my day to the end of my day. All I had was that few moments in between where I was at the gym just trying to deliberately torture myself. And that was my drug, was to go to the gym and to just fucking I just tried to end myself every single time I was in there, bro. I didn't care about a single fucking thing. Like, I just wanted so badly to just feel that moment again of that feeling of like fulfillment and peace after a set or after the whole workout. And I know, like, I don't want people to think that the gym has to be this big escape from your life, from your relationships, from yourself. Because, you know, now I'm living in a whole new world where I'm not like going to the gym because I hate myself anymore. I'm going to the gym because I love myself so much and I just want to see the best for myself. And if you're someone that is in that situation where you're using the gym as some type of escape outlet to escape your problems and all of your trauma, like your trauma, it doesn't, like, you can only escape that for moments on end, and then you're back to yourself again. You're back to being that version of yourself that is just, it's a sad existence, bro. It's fucking sad. And it's, you know, I would go home and I didn't even want to see my family, not because I didn't love them and I didn't like care for them. It was because like I didn't want them to see me in that light, that situation. I didn't want to bring that to the table for anybody. I would avoid my friends sometimes because of it. It's just no way for anybody to live at all. And if you're watching this and you are experiencing that, you deserve to know what it feels like to have that feeling every single second of the day, where you are feeling joy for yourself, you're feeling love and inspiration, and you're excited to go to the gym, to not in this idea to torture yourself, but to challenge yourself in a new way that is serving you. Because I would go to the gym and I would do this, but I wouldn't take care of anything else in my life. My life was a reflection of all of my problems, and the gym was just this small gap of my day where I could escape myself and all these things going on. And so I didn't know any other way to get around that. I didn't know that there was another way, a better life for me, because there's a better life for you too. And it's one where you fully embrace these challenging moments and you're so caught up in this idea that you just want to see the best outcome for yourself. You just want to see yourself living a better life. You want to see who it is that you could become if you stepped out of this old version of yourself that is constantly looking to escape situations and escape social settings. You can't do that for so long with the gym. Like, yeah, it's cool for a little bit, and it's helpful in those moments, but it's not going to be there forever. And the only way that I was able to really step out of that was through practicing meditation and reflecting on my situation. And through that, I was able to discover that I could actually do a lot better in my life if I just saw things in a different perspective. If I was able to change my perspective on certain situations and to transform my entire perception of myself. And that's what I did. I worked every single day, and I would still go to the gym. I still had that intention for quite a bit with disliking myself. And while I was doing that, though, I was practicing meditating. I was, reflecting on my outcomes. I was reflecting on my life completely, and who it is that I wanted to be truly. And slowly but surely, I started stepping out of that old version of myself that hated myself and that wanted nothing but the worst for myself, because I thought that I truly deserved to live that worst situation. And my life was a reflection of that. I started to have more problems. My relationships would fail. People hated me and despised me and resented me too as well. Not just myself. It wasn't just me. I mean, I felt like I would be felt like I was literally a walking disappointment to myself and to my family and to my friends. And also, to you guys as well. I felt like I was just a total disappointment to everybody and everything in my life, and I thought that I deserved the worst. I thought that I didn't deserve to be here, honestly. And I want you to know that you do deserve to be here, and you do deserve to live out a different experience, one that is like serving you, one that is fulfilling, and that gives you like that spark that ignites that like fire inside of you to want to do more, to want to pull out more for yourself. And it's a beautiful thing to start stepping into that version of yourself, because once you start to feel this level of love and excitement for yourself, and you're just every day is a new chance to get better and to start stepping out of that old experience that you were living. And once you become aware that these old patterns that you had for yourself was just it was just a pattern recognition, you can start stepping out of that experience, and you can start living out this new experience with lifting and with your relationships, with your career, with your entire lifestyle. It will just transform itself completely by perceiving situations and yourself in a totally different way. And that's the level that I'm at currently now, where I'm so happy to be able to not only just share this with you guys, but to be living this every single day. I wake up and I'm so happy to wake up and to start doing something new and exciting. And it's the best experience possible, I think, is to wake up with that excitement every day, and to love what you do, and to do what you love. There's no other way I'd want to live. And I guess my message here, my final point that I'm getting at is, to not think of the gym as just this total form of escape anymore. And I was that person too. I know what it feels like to, you know, not to reiterate everything, but, you know, to totally like hate yourself and stuff. I know what that feeling is like, to try to escape from those things, and maybe you use other things as an escape too as well. But this was like, last year was a transforming year for me, because I started to realize that I didn't like a lot of aspects of myself, but I also started to realize that I was the solution to those aspects, and I had the ability to be able to change my whole fucking life. And it was my fault that I was in that situation, and that I was perceiving all of these things to go badly, and I was constantly expecting the worst things, and I felt like I was deserving of all of it. But it was also, you know, my fault to step out of that, you know, to realize that I'm not serving myself or anybody else by living in that negative, sad existence of who I was before. And there's a better life, there's a better you out there waiting for you. And I know that this video, if you watch it all the way through, that you'll understand that this version of you has been calling your name, and he's so ready to see you, and that you need to understand that it just takes a little bit of effort every single day. It takes a little bit of more willingness every single day to get up and to be like, today is a new day to overcome myself. And when you start looking at your life as every single day is a new day to overcome yourself, that past experience that you used to live, and to start stepping out of that loop, you'll start to see changes in your life. You'll start to see, you know, transformative experiences. You'll start to see mystical experiences happen in your life, where you're really believing that, wow, like, you know, I'm worthy of a new experience here. Like, you know, I am deserving of a much better life for myself. And so take this message, and and I guarantee you that if you start stepping into that version of yourself, you will find love, you will find fulfillment, you will find peace and enjoyment in the things that you do. You'll start to see these uncomfortable things as an opportunity instead of as something that you're trying to escape. And it is amazing. And I hope that you watch this all the way through, and I love you, and I wish the best for you, and better days are here.